Question 38. Explain poverty and famines as an economic cause of the First War of Independence. 2 marks. Answer dash. 4. Poverty and famines dash. They were a result of drought, other natural calamities as well as bad administration. There were 12 major and numerous minor famines between 1765 and 1857, and the British government did not do anything to lessen people's misery. Question 39. Explain the grievances of the Indian cultivators and peasants against the British as an economic cause of the First War of Independence. 2 marks, or explain impoverishment of the cultivators and peasants as an economic cause of the First War of Independence. 4 marks. Answer dash. 5. Cultivators and peasants dash. The peasants were forced to cultivate only indigo and tea in those fields which were chosen by the British, and if they tried to plant anything else, their fields were destroyed, and as a form of punishment their cattle were carried off. This was done because this trade was highly profitable to the British, but the conditions under which the peasants had to work were inhuman. The peasants were discontent with the official land revenue policy and the consequent loss of their land. The increase in the land revenue had forced many peasants into indebtedness or selling of their lands. These new landowners had no concern for the peasants, and they pushed rents to exorbitant levels and evicted their tenants in the case of non-payment. The economic decline of peasants affected cultivation and led to many famines. Question 40. Explain the grievances of the Indian scholars, preachers and men of art against the British as an economic cause of the First War of Independence. 2 marks. Answer dash. 6. Scholars, preachers and men of arts, unemployment, dash. The traditional rulers had given financial support to scholars, preachers and men of arts. The coming of the British led to the decline of such rulers, and gradually their patronage came to an end. Thus, all those who depended on their patronage were impoverished. Question 41. Explain the grievances of the Indian taluqdars or zamindars against the British as an economic cause of the First War of Independence. 2 marks, or what did the British do to reduce the landed aristocracy to poverty? Or, 2 marks, what was the Inam Commission? 2 marks. Answer dash. 7. Taluqdars or zamindars, decline of landed aristocracy, dash. Under the landed aristocracy, the taluqdars and the hereditary landlords were deprived of their estates. According to the provisions of the Inam Commission, 1852, the British government confiscated 20,000 estates when the landlords failed to produce ownership evidence. Like title deeds by which they held the land. These confiscated lands were sold at a public auction to the highest bidders, which were usually purchased by merchants and moneylenders who were not concerned with the needs for the tenants and exploited them. Thus, the traditional zamindars were replaced by merchants and moneylenders, and this drove the landed aristocracy to poverty. Question 42. Give any 2 grievances of the peasantry against the British. 2 marks. Answer. 2 grievances of the peasantry against the British are dash. I. Increase in the land revenue forced many peasants into indebtedness or into selling their lands. 2. The traditional zamindars were replaced by merchants and moneylenders. These new land owners had no concern for the peasants. They pushed rents to exorbitant levels and evicted their tenants in case of non-payment.